Hello and welcome. This is Vampirella issue, gosh, what is this, 5, 6, something like that. It's got a super cool cover. You're looking at this, you're like, oh man, somebody just painted red all over the cover. And you know what? You know what? You'd be right, except they actually painted red all over some acetate. Yeah, it's just a sheet of plastic over top of the real cover, which is an art germ cover, and it's actually a really nice cover. But I love the use of the acetate here because it enhances the cover that's underneath it. Now, the interior art has that same style that I'm not sure if I like, but I really do like it here at the beginning. It's very effective here in this first part of the story with the nuns and the vaguely horror thing. There's some vampires on a boat or whatever, and I went a page too far. I've already shown more of the book than I wanted to, but no, Shelley, that man is the victim. Really? Who does our scalp feed off of? Bum bum bum. Oh, we're having a high-powered relationship argument. Except it's not really an argument. Talking about sin. That's what a lie is. There's some great stuff going on uh, in the story right there. And then, we jump away to some other stuff, and I don't like the art again. I don't understand it. It's like, when it's like macabre or horror themed, I like the way it looks. It's got a certain look to it that works pretty well, you know? But at other times, that art just doesn't do it for me. The writing is still doing the same thing it was doing in previous issues. So, kind of synopsis. First issue, plane crashed. Everything since then has been Vampirella telling that stuff to a therapist who's trying to help her work through the trauma of surviving a plane crash. And we're unraveling the mystery of the plane crash as we go forward, seeing all the conspirators, how they're reacting, how they're interacting with each other, that sort of thing. And the plot's starting to get pretty deep. And at this point of the story, this issue in particular, the plot is springing into action. Stuff is happening finally. Which is kind of a funny thing to say because this is in media res. So technically, the stuff that's happening has already happened at the start of the story, and we're just now experiencing it happening, but it's already occurred. It's almost like time travel, but dumber. No, I shouldn't say something like that because in media res is a time-honored literary tradition. I just don't particularly like the fact that we are literally jumping around constantly in time. It's really hard to know exactly when certain sets of events are taking place. Like the nun stuff at the beginning. Was that happening immediately after? I feel like I need like a 3D like diagram with red string like strung all across the room to start stringing it together when each of the scenes in the story is happening. It can be very effective, and it's starting to feel pretty effective here. But boy, it's taken us a while to get here. It's absolutely taken us a while. You know, I'm gonna pull my curtain up out of the way here, let in some more natural light since the sun's going down. Shouldn't be too awful much glare, but I like the way natural sunlight looks and feels. I think most people do. Natural sunlight, as if there's unnatural sunlight, right? I think what I would have liked, I think what I would have liked is if we had gotten like a whole issue that was just like her and the nuns doing stuff, and then a whole issue of her relationship stuff. Instead of jumping like 3 pages here, 3 pages here, 3 pages here, 3 pages here, and jumping around like that, if we had just had a more concentrated dosage of it. Having said that, this might be the best issue of Vampirella. This one was cool. Some of the other issues, I'd be reading them and it's like, I don't know how I feel about this one. It's like, I didn't get that in this one. The only problem I had reading this whole book was two of the pages didn't want to separate, so I flip over. Hold on, it was earlier than that. Oh my gosh, now. No, actually, I guess it was later. Well, now I can't find the pages at all, which I guess means the pages have left my book. Da, 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 da. Anyway, there's a cop. The lady drops something, and of course, there's the lady in question, her mom, drops something, and a cop bends down to pick it up, and she uses that as the opportunity to wallop her with some hypnosis. Also, there's one thing in here that was very upsetting, and I don't even mean the decapitated dude. Oh yeah, it's right here. So you got like this, and then I went from that panel of him bending over to pick that up immediately to hostage situation. The intervening page that explained how we went from one to the other never even crossed my mind. I'd show you more of the pages, but I've already shown too much of the book. And you need to, if you're getting into this, you need to go just read this yourself. And I think this issue here, on the base of Christopher Priest's writing, is probably good enough that it justifies going back and picking up the prior issues if you haven't already. Your store probably still has a bunch laying there. I know my store, when I go in, there's always some Vampirella issues sitting on the shelf. Just a couple of them, but they're there. They're just waiting for somebody to come in and buy issue 5 and then be like, oh man, I need to read issues 1 through 4. Well, this is your chance. It's absolutely your chance. If nothing else, buy it for this cool cover, because this cover is the hotness. You dig? You dig. You all have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I don't know how well I did reviewing this thing. I think I just kind of rambled for a while, but that's also what my reviews usually are. So I must have done pretty good, right? Right? Maybe. I really like this cover, though. This cover is the dopeness. It's a great use of the acetate. I kind of wish while I like the DC books with the acetate covers, I wish they had been as creative as this one. Because all they're really doing is putting another cover on top of a cover. This is taking the cover and making it better, giving it an effect. All right, I'm out of here. You all take care of yourselves, and I sure hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.